Hi guys, Sweet Cheeks here, and look, it's spooky. It's got a bat. See, the bat, it's flying. Okay, so, let's see. Paranormal vlog. What should we talk about today? I don't know. I tried to think earlier, but I was so busy trying to think about the witch trials that happened in, like, Europe in, like, the late 1600s and trying to write a 3-page paper. Yeah, don't know why I decided that would be the fun one. So, let's see. Paranormal stories about me, not witch trials. No, I've never been tried as a witch. No, never. Not happened to me yet. Anyways, let's see. I think we are up to the point where I've moved to Birch Run with my family, and we bought this, well, I guess we didn't, my mom and dad did, bought this house that used to be an old church, and the people before us had started, like, renovating it, and, I went, like, walked through with my parents or whatever, and this place was huge, and just, like, I don't know. I think I'm attracted to haunted houses or houses with demonic presences or something. But that's, I guess, a story for another time. Um, anyways, like, when you first walk through, like, the front doors, you're in this little, like entrance area type of thing, and, like, to the left was, like, a small kitchen. No, to the right was a small kitchen, and to the left was, like, the, like, utility room. It had, like, the washer and dryer in it. And then in front of you was just, like, an open room. And, I mean, it was huge. And we ended up using it as, like, the living room. And, off of that, to the right was, like, 2 little rooms. And to the left, you had, like, the hallway that had, off of it to the left was the bathroom, and off of it to the right was, like, the master bedroom, which also had, like, another bathroom in it. And that room was huge. And then if you walked, like, back out in the front room and walked all the way through the front room, it had, like, the big wooden double doors that were probably there since it was a church. And you walked through there, and, like, when it was a church, it would have just been, like, a giant open area, I'm assuming. But the guy before us had built, like, 2 bedrooms. So, like, you walked out, like, through the double doors, and you were, like, in a narrow hallway, and you could either go left or right. And if you went left, you went up, like, a little ramp that then, like, led either, like, to my bedroom, or all the way down the hallway you had the, like, garage door, and you had to, like, turn, so you'd go down that hallway, turn again, you're, like, in the back half of the house, which was sort of, like, divided in half, and just sort of have, like, 2, like, huge rooms, and, like, go through the 2 huge rooms, like, and then there was another door sort of, like, at the end where you, like, come to the hallway, because, like, the 2 bedrooms in the middle were, like, you sort of had a circle of hallways around it. Anyways, it's probably sounding really confusing. It'd been easier if I drew it on a piece of paper, but I didn't. Anyway, so you had the door that led to my sister's room, and then there was, like, across, sort of, like, from her room type of thing, you had another, like, utility room that had, like, the furnace in it, and, like, the fuse box, and a little bit of, like, storage area. And then there was another just, like, small room, and then, of course, you turned and went back down a hallway that would lead you back up to, like, the main part of the house again. Or there was, a doorway you could go through that led to a little hallway that led to, on the left, what used to be the nursery, or on the right there was a door that led outside to, like, the side of the house. But yes, we're walking through this house, which, if it doesn't sound huge when I described it, it's huge. And it's got, the high ceilings from it used to being a church and stuff. So it's just really, like, an awesome looking place. And, sometimes I can get that feeling when I enter a building that something's not right. And I sort of had it when we were there, but I'm just like, oh, it's weird because it was a church, and I just sort of accounted it to the point of I felt weird being in a house that used to be a church. But things got crazy the longer we seemed to live there. We did some renovating. Is that the right word? Yeah, anyways. We're going to say it's the right word. And we had knocked down a wall in, like, that separated the kitchen from one of the small room that was next to it. So that way we could have a big kitchen, because we at the time we're a family of 6. Now, the 3 eldest children have flown the coop, and mom and dad have split, so it's sort of small little family divisions now. And we don't live there. But anyway, at the time, we needed the extra cabinet space and just extra space to be able to have multiple people in the kitchen at once. So we did that, and the house being big enough, we each, were able to have our own rooms, but my parents had decided that they were going to renovate what used to be the nursery, and the little room next to it that was basically just like what we were at the time using it as, just like a storage room. So we had started, we had tore down, like, the old, like, walling and put up, like, drywall, and I think it used to have, like, the drop ceiling, but my dad and I'm pretty sure I helped put up we did drywall to make it like an actual ceiling and stuff. And we had opened up the 2 bedrooms to each other, so you sort of had, like, a walk-through closet, so that way my littlest brother, like, would have his own room, but still, like, I guess it was sort of like gave them a decent-sized closet instead of having, like, 2 small closets. And I think it was sort of that point that it was still somebody was easily able to check on my brother type of thing, maybe. I don't know. But once we got it finished, like, my brothers slept in there a few times, and after that, like, my one brother, who, I'm the oldest, but he's, like, my eldest brother, because he's older than the other one, just stopped sleeping in there, and he just started sleeping on the couch, because he said it sounded like there was things, like, crawling on, like, the ceiling, and it, like, just freaked him out, so he, like, stopped sleeping in there. And like, of course, at the time, me and my sister are having our own experiences, and so is my mom, but we'll just sort of focus on, like, the little nursery area renovation for this one, I think, at least at this moment. So my brother was, like, I don't know, 3, 4 maybe at the time we lived there, so he was still young, and we still had, like, the baby monitor, so that, because it was a big house, so, I mean, it was a distance to actually be able to hear him, like, from his room and into, like, my parents' room, and, like, my mom could hear, like, heavy breathing and different noises, like, across the baby monitor. So there became a point when both my brothers were just sleeping out in the other room, like, in the living room, because my eldest brother didn't want to sleep in there, and my mom was freaked out by the noises she was hearing over the baby monitor and stuff, and it just became a thing of they didn't even sleep in the room that, we had renovated for them. And we ended up, I think, moving, like, the bed or something into one of the other rooms in the front half of the house, and I think they started sleeping in there for a while. But of course, then eventually activity picked back up, and it seemed like followed them in there, so we like they were no longer sleeping in there. And yeah. I don't know. Let's backtrack a little bit, I guess.